Hello, my name is Julia, and this is Space Daily News Channel. On December 11, after 26 days of flight, NASA's Artemis I mission came to a successful conclusion. The Orion spacecraft landed in the Pacific Ocean. The descent was not an easy one, as it included 8 main phases. The first stage was the separation of the crew capsule from the service module, which was built by the European Space Agency and used to maintain the spacecraft orbit around the Moon and provide power to the spacecraft. The Orion capsule separated from the service module about 40 minutes before the descent to Earth began. The second stage was a dive into and out of the upper atmosphere. Orion performed a maneuver similar to the way a rock bounces on the surface of a lake, entered the atmosphere and using its lifting power exited it to re-enter closer to the US coast. This maneuver was not possible during the Apollo program, but it is possible today, thanks to advances in spacecraft navigation. Such a maneuver increases landing accuracy and will help NASA get to the landing site quickly, which is especially important in future manned missions with crew. The maneuver will also reduce the overload that future mission astronauts will experience when returning to Earth, because instead of one high acceleration entry, there will be 2 lower acceleration entries. But even after this bouncing maneuver, Orion entered Earth's atmosphere at a whopping 25,000 miles per hour and began to heat up to a crazy temperature of 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The third stage was to decelerate against the atmosphere and warm up the spacecraft. A 16.5-foot diameter heat shield helped Orion withstand the temperature and efficiently dissipated heat from the spacecraft. Then, at an altitude of about 8 kilometers above the surface of the ocean, the deployment of the parachute system began. The first 3 parachutes secured the separation of the foreground compartment cover, made of titanium, which had protected the parachute system up to that point. And this is the 4th stage of Orion descent. Then in the 5th stage, at 25,000 feet, the drogue parachutes were deployed, the purpose of which was to reduce Orion's speed to about 100 miles per hour, as well as to stabilize the crew module and create the proper conditions for the subsequent deployment of the main parachutes. These drogue parachutes are made of hybrid material and weigh about 80 pounds each. When inflated, each is 100 feet long. Then, after cutting these 2 parachutes, 3 pilot parachutes, each weighing about 11 pounds, were deployed at about 2,900 meters. The 6th stage was completed. The pilot parachutes then pulled 3 main parachutes, 35 meters in diameter and 80 meters long each. Their task is to slow the Orion down to only 20 miles per hour. This is the 7th stage. In total, the Orion parachute system includes 11 parachutes. It was designed to ensure crew safety and, according to the developers, can withstand the failure of 1 drogue parachute or 1 main parachute and ensure a safe landing in an emergency situation. Then came the 8th and final stage, the landing of the Orion and its extraction from the waters of the Pacific Ocean with the help of the US ship Portland. By the way, NASA also plans to pick up the Orion's forward compartment covers and 3 main parachutes to analyze their condition after returning to Earth. This was Space Daily News. Like, share and subscribe.